Welcome aboard. Today is September 14th. I'm getting a little proactive with winter coming on and everything, so I'm going to be a little... I got a new mod coming for my lawnmower, my tractor lawnmower, this Craftsman. I'm going to be converting this to a full-time winter tractor, and I'm going to have to take this bumper off. I'm going to take the deck off and leave that off permanently because I won't be using it for mowing anymore anyway. And I got a snowplow blade coming for it. It's supposed to be here today. And I've been doing a lot of research online about how to take the deck off and everything, and it seems like it's pretty straightforward. From what I gather, we got to take the battery out, and there's a pulley right there. It's a drive pulley. You take that off, take the belt off, obviously, jack the back end up, pull out the transaxle or the transmission and the rear end and everything, take the back tires off to get the rear end out. But then you can get the back bolt on that deck to be able to get that out. There's one bolt back there. But if you believe that, I'll sell you my property I got down in Arizona that's worth about $5 million. I'll give it to you for $10,000. So anyway, no, there's this deck. It's pretty easy to get off. So I'm going to show you how to do that. There's a lot of videos online to do that. But from what I gather, it's pretty straightforward. It takes about 5 minutes. First thing you got to do is drop it all the way down to the bottom. And there's a pin here. There's a pin here, and you take that rod completely out. And there's like I said, there's a pin on the back side here, one on both sides. And there's also a, boy, that thing needs cleaning. There's a cable I got to take off too, but I got to get me a pair of pliers so I can get those. Boy, somebody put that thing on wrong, didn't they? There's that one. I don't think I'm gonna have to get a pair of pliers on these. I do believe. We'll see if these are strong enough. All right. Gotta lift up on the deck a little bit to get that out. There's also a belt up here. I know you've probably seen this before, but looks like there's a bolt we gotta take out. I'm gonna go get my wrench set. Okay, this bolt here is I'm using a 5/16 on it, so. You just pull it out. Pull it out. And you can take this belt off like that. And this thing will go back on because I'm not going to leave it off. There, that way we know where it's at, and we won't lose it. Now we got to work on the cable. Let's raise this all the way up. Fucking dirt's pissing me off. Alright. Alright, we got it off. And I'm going to zip tie this thing right up here out of the way. So now I'm going to take this thing outside, clean it up, and slide it underneath the truck. And that's where it'll stay. So when the blade gets here this afternoon, probably won't be able to get to it today at all, but I'll probably do it tomorrow. And we'll go from there. We'll probably put it on tomorrow, get ready for winter. So, car show Sunday, West Point. Used to be the last Fling till spring, but it's now called the West Point Car Show because Road Gym's car club decided not to do it anymore, and West Point took it over. So that's where we're at with that, and it's not near the show it used to be. So there's no video on it. I'm done with videos on car shows. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. I don't feel like doing them anymore. The passion just isn't there anymore. So might be my last car show for quite a while. So I'll get back with you when I get this tractor out to the garage where I got all my tools and I can put the blade on it. Hopefully it'll work pretty good. I've heard good things about these things working in the wintertime around here, so I'm excited about using it actually. I don't want snow, but I want to play with it. So I'll talk to you later. Got this thing all cleaned up, ready to rock and roll again. And bird seeds everywhere. Bird seed everywhere, but that won't happen ever again. So hopefully. But she's all clean, ready to go. Now it looks like a regular lawn tractor that I can use for winter time. No more mowing for this dog. As of right now, I've got looks like 19.8 hours. 19.8 hours on the deck. The mower's gonna have more on it, obviously with the blade on it, but for snow. But that's basically a brand new mower that could not handle a 2-acre plot. So just a word to the wise, if anybody gets one of these and you have more than an acre, count on the reverse going out by the time you're done, because the longer I use that thing, the hotter it gets, the less I have reverse. So it'll be good for removing snow, I hope. Shouldn't take that long to remove snow anyway. This is not a super long driveway, and I don't plan on ever getting rid of the blading that out, but we'll see. If I have fun doing it, I might do everything, and I'm sure I will have fun, at least for the first couple times. So that's where we're at, waiting for the blade to show up, and I'm more than likely to get that put on tomorrow. I don't know how many of you know the band Poison, but the lead singer, Brett Michaels, wore a bandana all the time. And after having this hair for a while now, I can understand why he did it. And don't be surprised if you see me wearing one. So I got the deck all cleaned up and it's put away, shoved it underneath my truck. There's plenty of clearance for it, so we should be okay. Not gonna worry about it anyway. So that's a good place for it. So let's take this thing out to the garage, get him ready to work on. This thing actually starts real easy. Brand new truck or tractor. ready to work on it, huh? I can probably take this thing off and get ready for the other part. But I'll wait for the other part to show up just to make sure I get the other part. I don't want to jump the gun too much, but it's ready to go. So I'll see you tomorrow with the good stuff, hopefully. Says my package was delivered, snow blade. So looks like they left it up at the mailbox. So I'm gonna get the car, go up and get it, and take it down to the garage. All right, we got it here in the garage. Here, toolbox. And tomorrow morning, when it's cooler out, I'm gonna come out here and get this thing put on. Well, it's September 15th, and I'm gonna get started on this snowplow mod. Hopefully it'll go okay. I heard it takes about an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to get put together, but we'll see. Also got a new look today. Keep the hair out of my eyes, out of my face. So another option would be to cut my hair off, right? But that's not going to happen for a while, I don't think. So we got the parts all laid out. Now it's time to assemble them. I heard the directions aren't really all that great, but we'll see. We shall see. Okay, so the first thing I've got in this instruction book is they got different instructions for different tractors, and this is for the CMX model. And they also have 917 models, Type A tractors. If you look under your seat, like mine is, you can see right here is the CMX number. I'm assuming this is a CMX model number. It's a CMX model tractor, so that's what we're going to go with. So that's the first thing you got to do is figure out what tractor you have, and we'll go from there. All right, we got these mounts on here. I use this little collar bolt on that with the nut, and just a regular nut on that. It calls for a 3/4 inch length instead of a 1 inch length, so make sure you get the right bolt. And I got this all put together, not tight yet, but it uses a 1 inch bolt and nuts to mount that, or put that together I should say. And this piece here slips right onto these with this this thing here, I believe. We'll see what it looks like when I get the rest of it put together and be able to slip it on there. Alright, so I'm going to slip this thing on. The directions show to put it on now. And I'm assuming that's to tighten up the rest of the bolts for it. So alright, so that went on pretty easy. So now I'm going to tighten up all these bolts since it's in a spot where it's kind of level, straight. So let's go from there. Alright, we got that on. Nice and solid. Now we get the blade put on. Okay, so after you figure out what model number tractor you have, those 4 steps, looks like I can start cut myself. Oh well, didn't even know it. Get these 4 steps done, and you can bypass all these other tractor model numbers. Blade assembly, there we go, for all tractors. That's where you go to next. So that's where we're going to go now. Alright, I got this thing on. Little trick to this, if you run across this, the easiest way I found, I tried a couple different ways, but the easiest way I found is put this thing through. I gotta tighten this bolt yet, but put this thing through the hole here, hook the spring up, then flip it over like this, and you can slide the bolt through. And you can, this lever moves actually fairly easy with that spring tension, so you can maneuver the hole where it needs to be. And that will save you a lot of time. That's the easiest way to get that thing on there, so just so you know. We got this spring rod in there, and it's these what they call pal nuts. Got to hammer them on with the hammer, and it said to put them in the aft set of holes, so that's what I did. I've got the cable run through here. Takes the carriage bolt. I think it was inch and a quarter inch long. It wasn't. We got a carriage bolt put in there. It's an inch and a quarter length and a nut on it, and we put the cable. There's two separate nuts. Don't use the end that's got the nuts on it already, but you got to put these nuts on here and just put it through the hole, and then put this nut on. All right, we got the spring attached, loose. Got the pivot arm assembly attached. Got a cotter pin here and a cotter pin here. Now for the next step. Okay, we got the blade attached to the fitting. So, gotta tighten that thing up and bring the tension up on that. This is all nice and snug. I gotta tighten this bolt a little bit yet, but. Alright, we got the arm on. Tolerances are very close. Hardly any wobble in anything. So, very tight system. And if you believe that, you know I'm being sarcastic. Anyway, this rod goes through here with the pin, comes up to this little hole on the outside arm, pin that. This pin here, you got a washer on it, and a pin over here to keep it in place. It's like a regular trailer hitch kind of thing. And the cable's adjusted too. I don't have it super tight, but it is tight, and it does work. And I used extra zip ties to keep the cable in place. I'm going to put another one here just to make sure. But anyway, it works pretty good. So I just push this handle, and you can turn it one way or another, and it locks in place. Works pretty good. Not super smooth, but it's smooth enough. It's going to work great, I think. Now it looks like I need to get rid of this paper, this tie wrap here, because that ain't going to work. So I'll get rid of that one. I'll leave this on here, and I'll put one more here. That should do the trick, I think. Oh yeah, this thing, this rod went through the bottom hole and onto this movement. That's the lock and angle of the blade adjustment, and it comes through on the other end over here. But it gets held in by this pin. Next up, we're going to be putting on these feet. You got carriage bolts on the front side, so a little easier to get to, or tighten, I should say. I don't know what the height adjustment I will need, but I've got a gravel driveway, so I'm going to move them down a little bit so that you don't contact the gravel all the time. Piece of cake, right? In the skin of repair unit could hurt. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor. And with that, well, it's done. It's all on there, ready for winter. I'm ready for winter too now. Well, not really, but I am. Snow-wise, I'm ready. Everything works good. It wasn't all that difficult to put together. A lot of people complain about the directions, instructions, but I didn't think it was all that bad. The directions are pretty self-explanatory, and you got a diagram to go by. It gives you letters or numbers for bolts. Let's go back to the first page and get the right bolt. So it really wasn't that difficult. Okay, for my next project, I got an idea. My father-in-law let me have this sprayer that I fixed for him. And what I'm planning on doing is getting it mounted onto that thing. I gotta run into town and get a new tube for this tire, but my plan is take these angle brackets off here, move them back to about here, cut this all the way off and leave the flatbed in there, and I can mount that onto the sprayer onto that. And this thing will actually come back here, so it'll be like a sprayer trailer with the chemicals and stuff in the front, all in one unit, but we'll see if that works or not. That's my idea though. Oh, it's the next day. It is September 16th, I believe, Saturday, football day. Go Big Red. I got one more thing to do on this little snow plow of mine. This wasn't supposed to come in till Tuesday, but they came in yesterday. So I got to put those on the back tires of this, and it should be ready to roll. Got a battery charger on it, so battery won't be dead, hopefully. It almost didn't start yesterday because the battery was pretty dead. Been sitting too long, but should be fun, right? Can't wait. I can wait for snow, but I still I'm anxious to use it and see what it's like. Hopefully it'll be a good deal.
That's just what you were doing to help. Get things straightened out with Helen.
I also got these that I hope will be okay. Keep the chains nice and tight, hopefully. Here we go. She's all ready now. All set. I think we're all set for winter. Looks like a snowplow now, huh? Alright, so that's going to do it for this rendition of a Great Bay video. Sorry it was so long, but it is what it is, and I had fun doing it. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Truck driving by. So anyway, stay safe, stay healthy, and most of all, stay great. We'll see you around. Later.